They were found in February, wearing clothes meant for a mild autumn evening. That single detail, the incongruity of their attire against the brutal, deep winter cold, is the first thread of dread that has ensnared investigators for over 60 years. 9 experienced hikers, part of a group trekking through the remote, unforgiving Ural Mountains, were discovered under a makeshift tent near Dyatlov Pass. What they left behind was not a story of accident, but a tapestry woven with impossible survival feats and inexplicable trauma. The initial reports were confusing enough. The tent itself showed signs of having been cut from the inside, not ripped or torn from the outside. This suggested a desperate internal panic, a need to escape something immediately threatening, something that forced them to sever their shelter from the inside. But the mystery deepened when search teams found the bodies themselves. They were not found huddled together, as one might expect in a survival scenario. Instead, they were scattered, exhibiting injuries that defied simple explanation. The trauma was severe. Several members had signs of internal injuries, broken bones, cranial trauma, that suggested massive impact, yet there was no evidence of struggle with an external attacker. No signs of a bear attack, no defensive wounds that pointed to a specific predator. It was as if they had been hit by something, or something had struck them with incredible, focused force, leaving the bodies compromised from within. The injuries suggested an overwhelming, sudden force that bypassed the need for a visible assailant. Then there were the items left behind. The hikers had departed so suddenly that their gear was abandoned in disarray. A backpack was found open, containing supplies, but the way they were left suggested an immediate, panicked flight. They didn't pack for a long trek, they fled. They were moving fast, under duress, toward an unknown, invisible threat that forced them to shed their outer layers, sacrificing warmth for immediate escape. This desperate shedding of clothing, combined with the deep cold, immediately sets the stage for a catastrophic ordeal. As investigators pieced together the timeline, theories began to multiply, each more bizarre and terrifying than the last. One area of focus became the inexplicable nature of the initial injuries. Some parts of the group had been partially clothed, almost stripped down, as if by an unseen force compelling them to shed layers in a rush. The wounds were not consistent with hypothermia, nor were they consistent with a simple fall. They suggested a systematic, almost directed trauma. This leads us to some of the most fringe, yet most compelling theories. the involvement of atmospheric phenomena, the concept of infrasound, very low-frequency sound waves, has been seriously discussed. Certain frequencies, inaudible to the human ear, are known to cause disorientation, nausea, extreme anxiety, and even feelings of panic. If the group encountered a localized, powerful pocket of infrasound, it could induce a psychological break severe enough to make them believe they needed to flee from an invisible danger, leading to the panicked cuts on the tent and the inexplicable state of fear that seemed to permeate their final moments. Another theory leans into the sheer unknown of the landscape itself. The Urals are vast, remote, and shrouded in folklore. Some researchers point toward unknown geological activity or extreme atmospheric pressure changes that could have played a role. But even these scientific explanations often fail to account for the sheer, coordinated nature of the trauma, or the deeply unsettling feeling of having been observed by something intelligent, yet utterly alien. What this case boils down to, after decades of investigation, is the psychological toll. The hikers were subjected to a threat that was not visible, that could not be mapped, and that could not be fought with conventional means. The unknown threat forced them into a state of primal terror, stripping them of their rational defenses and leaving them vulnerable to the elements and to each other in their panic. The mystery isn't just who attacked them. It's what kind of force could induce such a specific, patterned terror. We have advanced forensic science, satellite imagery, and generations of expert analysis. Yet the core questions remain stubbornly unanswered. What was the source of the panic? Was it a natural phenomenon weaponized by physics, or was it something else entirely? Were they fleeing a localized pocket of temporal distortion, or something far older, something that only stirs when the deepest hours of the night fall over the desolate passes? The evidence points away from a single, simple answer and toward a chilling, persistent veil of the inexplicable. This story doesn't offer closure. It offers a lingering, cold dread. A dread that suggests that in the deepest wilderness, there are forces at play that operate outside the known laws of physics and human understanding. The Dyatlov Pass remains a testament to the fact that sometimes the most terrifying things are those that leave no tracks, those that only whisper in the cold air, forcing the living to confront the edge of their own sanity. If you heard this story in the dark, what do you think they were running from? Tell us below.